Hallo und herzlich willkommen zu einer neuen Folge von Agatha Christie, The ABC Murders. Wir haben in der letzten Folge die Schwester einmal befragt und sie hat sich schon echt komisch verhalten. Wir unterhalten uns jetzt nochmal mit Donald zusammen, der sitzt schon bereits im Restaurant, wurde noch nicht von der Polizei befragt. So, bevor wir jetzt aber reingehen, eine kleine Erinnerung. Auf jeden Fall mal ein kleines Däumchen nach oben für das Video dalassen und natürlich auch abonnieren, kommentieren. Ihr kennt das Ganze. Wir machen weiter. Ah, hier, stopp.
Hastings appears to be ill at ease. He appeared to be relatively indifferent to Mrs. Asher's murder, but a young woman's murder seems to be troubling him greatly. Hastings.
Können wir mit ihm reden?
I fear that.
Come on.
Certes.
So, nee, das ist unser Kompane. Okay, der ist also doch drinne.
How do you do, Mr. Fraser?
You're Hercule Poirot. Mr. Hastings said you wanted to speak to me.
Yes. I know that it may not be the right time, but I would like to ask you a few questions.
So, wir schauen ihn uns erstmal an.
This man looks suspicious.
Augenringe. Zerknitterte Kleidung. White Hot Whisky. Eine Whisky-Kunde hatten wir.
Donald Fraser is in a terrible state, as if he hadn't slept all night. And he's drinking White Horse.
Das war ja auch das Getränk.
Leave me alone. Tell me that it's a mistake. That Betty isn't dead.
Sadly, your lady friend has been murdered, Mr. Fraser.
Oh, Betty, if only you'd listened.
Fragen, ob er Betty gestern Nachmittag gesehen hat. Sagen, dass Betty nur das tat, was ihr passte. Fragen, was geschehen wäre, wenn sie auf ihn gehört hätte.
If she had listened to you, she would still be alive. Should I take that to be a confession?
With that sort of thinking, you must send a lot of innocent men to prison. Under different circumstances, I might even find you amusing, sir.
It's no time for amusement, Mr. Fraser. It is time to find your fiance's killer. Did you know what her plans were for the evening?
She said she was having dinner with her sister.
Erläutern, dass ihre Schwester in London war.
Yet, Megan only returned to Bexhill this morning, Mr. Fraser.
I didn't know.
Right. May I ask you what you were doing yesterday evening?
I spent the evening working.
Your colleagues can confirm this?
No, I often take work home with me.
Hervorheben, dass er kein Alibi hat, ihn beschuldigen zu lügen, wie es Betty getan hat.
Therefore, you have no alibi, Mr. Fraser.
That's right. But that doesn't make me a murderer, Mr. Poirot. I would like you to leave now, please.
Ah, I knew I'd find you here, Poirot. I thought the victim's young man was here.
Yes, is all yours, Chief Inspector. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Okay. Hatte Donald ein Motiv für den Mord? Betty ging häufig aus. Okay, Donald hatte ein Motiv, um Betty zu ermorden. Eifersucht. Hat Donald ein Alibi? Hat kein Alibi. Donald hätte am Strand sein und Betty ermorden können. Hatte Donald ein Motiv für die Morde? Donald hatte vielleicht Betty ermordet, aber er hatte kein Motiv für den anderen Mord. Okay. Also er kann es eigentlich nicht sein.
No need to insist.
Können wir mit ihr nochmal reden?
I don't want this young man here.
Romantischer Beistuhl, mein Gott, was für Erfolge schaltet man hier denn frei?
Fraser doesn't have an alibi and he's extremely jealous.
You are very skilled at summing up.
And yet you haven't asked Jap to arrest him.
It is too soon. But I agree, without the letters announcing the crimes, Fraser would already be behind bars. Bon, I think we have enough elements. Let's reconstruct the events at the scene of the crime.
I can't imagine how the murderer wasn't seen, though. Surely she must have struggled.
Let us try and imagine the scene.
Okay. So. Wir rekonstruieren jetzt.
The killer and the victim are walking on the beach. Miss Betty has a bag, a belt around her waist, and carries her shoes in her hand. Both of them walk slowly to hut number 5.
Hindern, Betty. Angreifen. Fortschreiten.
Both of them walk slowly to hut number 6. Miss Betty enters the hut. She leaves without her belongings. Then she hides a coat.
Den Gürtel ausziehen, fortschreiten. Fortschreiten?
They keep walking. Then she removes her belt.
The murderer moves behind her and then attacks her by surprise. The body falls, lifeless, on the sand.
Everything appears to match the crime scene, mon cher Hastings. That is exactly what happened.
Perfekt. Sehr gut.
Without the ABC, we might have suspected Mr. Asher and Mr. Fraser. But by signing his crimes, the murderer is making sure he's accused. In a way, it is very generous of him.
Generous? The murderer seduced Betty in order to lure her to the beach and kill her.
Indeed, the young woman was certainly careless, but not stupid enough to follow a stranger.
What are you planning to do, Poirot?
Return to London, mon cher Hastings.
Auch wieder zurück dann. Gut. Dann gehen wir wieder zurück. Nach London zurückfahren. Aus dem Weg.
Right, back to London. There is nothing more for us to do here.
Jap has decided to reveal details to the press. The alphabet murder is now famous.
It is not a bad idea. The more people who know, the greater our chances of finding out something of interest.
Poirot, I have a bad feeling.
Jetzt kommt der Mord zu dem Buchstaben C.
Poor Mr. Poirot, not so good at these little criminal matters as you thought yourself, are you? Rather past your prime, perhaps. Let us see if you can do any better this time. This time, it's an easy one. Churston on the 30th. Do try and do something about it. It's a bit dull having it all my own way, you know. Good hunting. Ever yours, ABC. Good hunting. Did you hear that, Poirot? The murderer seems to be taking it all as a game, a challenge. He will strike on 30th in Churston. We must warn Scotland Yard. No time to lose. We must prepare our suitcases for Churston.
Mon Dieu, it is already 10 o'clock. I will call Scotland Yard immediately.
Das heißt, der Mord ist schon passiert. Wahrscheinlich. So, schnell zum Telefon. Du sollst dich da sitzen und dich entspannen. Du sollst anrufen. Anrufen. So.
Hello, Jap. We received a new letter from ABC in the 10 o'clock post.
Where and when?
In Churston. Today.
Today? I'll inform the population immediately.
I'll check the train times. Call me back.
Okay. Ich würde sagen, wir packen unsere Koffer.
Hastings, what you are doing is an absolute disaster. That is no way to pack suitcases.
Heavens, we must hurry. We have to get to Churston before the murder.
Hervorheben, dass Ordnung wesentlich ist. Das ist...
Hastings, order and method are always necessary, regardless of the circumstances.
Okay, okay. I'll let you pack them.
All the same, it really is a disgrace to leave your belongings in such a mess.
Badehandtuch. Schlecht gefalteter Schlafanzug. Nicht richtig zugedrehte Zahnpasta. Nicht geschützte Flasche. Ungleiche Socken. Eieiei, das ist aber auch ein Chaos.
Voila. It only took a minute.
Poirot, you were right. I've just consulted the ABC guide. There's no hurry. The next train doesn't leave till 11:45.
You see, there is no need to hurry. We will not be in Churston until tomorrow morning, after the murder.
But why has the murderer warned us so late? It's not what he usually does. Did he do it on purpose?
Very good question, Hastings. We should also compare the letter we have just received with the other two. Although I have very little doubt about what we will find. Pour Mr. Poirot. No.
Nee, nochmal lesen wir das Ganze nicht. Wo vergleichen wir die denn?
It is not the right.
Auf dem Schreibtisch wahrscheinlich wieder. Ja.
It is not a good time. It is not a good time. Ah, some cool hair.
Den neuen Brief mit den anderen vergleichen.
It is not.
Und wo mache ich das?
Daily Flicker, July 30, 1935. ABC affair, no progress. The alphabet murderer is still on the run. Ever since the police found the connection between the Bexhill and Andover affairs, the inquiry has barely progressed. In this issue, we are publishing provocative letters sent by the killer to Hercule Poirot. Unfortunately, they have not yet helped to find him. Daily Flicker, July the 26th, 1935. The Bexhill Horror. Young maid strangled on the beach. Killer struck at midnight.
Aber wo sind denn die Briefe, um die zu vergleichen?
Hastings, it would appear that you are getting slightly...
Really? I had...
In his haste, Hastings tore the envelope.
Stück Umschlag. Die Adresse auf dem Umschlag ist falsch. Der Mörder hat Wise Horse Mansion geschrieben. Ist das ein Fehler? hat den Umschlag zerrissen, in dem der Brief des Mörders steckte. Er hätte ihn wenigstens nicht auf den Boden werfen müssen.
Pour Mr.
Leider ist der
Poirot.
Brief zu spät bei uns angekommen. Okay. Vielleicht können wir das jetzt vergleichen. Ja, jetzt geht's. Okay.
Right. Let us compare this new letter with the second one. Let us examine this.
Okay, also wir haben wieder die Is.
Certain characters in the two letters. Yes, this. Yes, the.
Dann
I
wieder,
have to find some other.
dann wieder das A.
Yes, that's right. The egg. I have to find some.
So, und dann haben wir wieder das komische W.
Of course. My theory was right. These two letters were written with the same type.
Also wieder selbe Maschine, das muss schon mal derselbe auf jeden Fall
Let
sein.
us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Warum kommt die Benachrichtigung so spät? Wurde am richtigen Datum versandt. Es gibt einen Whisky. Falsche Adresse. Einer fehlerhaften Adresse zu spät zugestellt.
The letter should have arrived in time. The postmark shows that it was sent 3 days ago. However, our man made a mistake in the address, which explains the delay. All the same, the post office took their time correcting the error.
Come on, Poirot. Your address is not quite as well known as that of Scotland Yard. Poirot, the telephone. It must be Jap.
Schnell, wir gehen ans Telefon. Das muss Japs sein.
I have some news from Churchton. Bad news, I'm afraid. Sir Carmichael Clark was murdered while out on his evening walk.
Sir Carmichael Clark. The name is familiar to me.
He was a famous throat specialist, one of the best in London. A wealthy man, he retired to Combside, a beautiful house by the sea. He collected antiques.
Are you going there?
Yes, let's meet on the train.
Okay.
The victim is called Sir Carmichael Clark, one of the best throat specialists in London. The body was still warm when we found it. If we'd been warned earlier, we definitely could have saved him.
It appears that the murderer made a mistake when he wrote his letter.
A mistake? Lucky for him.
And what if he did it on purpose?
No. He's defined his madcap rules and he's sticking to them. It's a matter of pride for him. Shall we go up to the house, Poirot?
You go, my friends. I will come soon. This place is very calming.
Was ist hier? Ein Kaninchenbau. Malerische Felsen. Wilde Blumen. Okay.
The site is exceptional. It is easy to imagine that Sir Carmichael used to enjoy stopping here every evening.
Was haben wir hier?
The vegetation behind the bush has been trampled. The body is just in front of a bush, one of the only bushes in the surrounding area.
Okay.
Jap has emptied the victim's pockets and has laid out their contents on this piece of wax cloth.
Ein Ring.
A signet ring. Very probably with the Clark family's coat of arms.
Dann haben wir jetzt Portemonnaie.
Nothing appears to be missing from this wallet.
Nee, um Geld scheint es ihnen halt echt nicht zu gehen.
An Oriental dragon. It's an old piece, much older than the pocket watch on which it was fastened.
Hier haben wir Schlüssel.
It is pointless.
Da fehlt aber einer, oder? Okay. Okay, hier ist einiges brutaler diesmal vorgegangen worden.
An ABC guide. The murderer's customary signature, covered in blood this time. Apart from the wound to the throat, the body is untouched. No cuts, no bruises. Sir Carmichael's throat was cut. It's a clean incision, a professional murder. The gravel on the path has been sprayed with blood that covers a conical-shaped area, which starts at the body and becomes wider as it moves further from the bush. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Okay. In welcher Position war Sir Carmichael, als er ermordet wurde? Strauch entfernt. Wappen, als man ihn fand. Sir Michael drehte dem Strauch den Rücken zu.
Sir Carmichael had his back to the bush when the killer cut the throat from behind. A fatal blow that sprayed blood over a range of more than 1 meter. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Hat Sir Michael seinen Mörder gesehen? Das Opfer lag mit dem Rücken zum Strauch. Das. Ist gestorben, ohne zu sehen, wer ihn geschlagen hat.
Have you finished, Poirot?
Chief Inspector, many questions remain unanswered, but I am certain of one thing.
Der Mörder ist ein Opportunist. Wurde sorgfältig geplant.
The killer has prepared his crime very carefully.
Quite right. He must have known Sir Carmichael's movements well to plan such an attack.
Diebstahl könnte das Motiv sein. Nee, es war ein sehr brutaler Mord.
The murderer struck with terrible savagery.
Yes, blood flowed. It's the first time he's attacked a man. He armed himself accordingly.
Have you spoken to the victim's family, Chief Inspector?
I've spoken to the brother, Franklin Clark. I didn't get much out of him. He's yours. I must get the body removed.
Okay, hier habe ich mir jetzt alles angeschaut. Kommen wir hier noch irgendwo hin? Nee, okay. Dann gehen wir jetzt einmal noch zurück. So. Und schauen uns mal das Haus an und reden mit den Leuten, die da drin sind.
To be honest, this inspector seems rather obtuse. I'm counting on your friend Poirot to catch my brother's murderer. Ah, here he is now. Please, Mr. Poirot. Mr. Poirot, this is my brother's secretary, Miss Thora Gray.
Pleased to meet you, Mr. Poirot. Would you like some tea?
No, thank you, mademoiselle. I find it hard to digest. It is now the right time.
Wir beobachten sie mal.
There is something elegant about her.
Eine alte Brosche. Gut geschnittene Bluse mit sehr klassischem Stil. Dezentes Make-up.
She has good taste, except perhaps in her choice of jewelry.
Please excuse me, I have to take care of Lady Clark.
Okay, da waren es nur noch wieder 3.
Hastings does not like very hot tea. He's going to blow on his cup for a good while before drinking. It is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to question him. Hastings does...
Okay,
Hastings does...
dann
My brother's
fragen
wife is
wir.
gravely ill. You will probably want to question her, but I fear that it won't be possible today.
Okay, sie beschuldigen Lady Clark am Sprechen zu hindern, darauf bestehen, sich verständnisvoll zeigen.
I insist, Mr. Clark. Please allow me to remind you that this is a murder inquiry.
Unfortunately, she is much too ill. She doesn't even know her husband is dead. I'm very sorry, but I'm afraid it's out of the question.
Of course, I understand. Someone set a trap for your brother. Who was familiar with his habits?
Everybody knew he took his evening walk at 8:30, and that he always followed the same path.
Fragen, ob die Nacht dunkel war. Nach seinem Lieblingsbuch fragen.
Was it a dark night?
It was a new moon. I took a lantern.
So it was you who found the body.
Yes, along with the gardener.
Have you seen any strangers around the house recently?
No. As far as I know, nobody has been near the house.
Okay.
Miss Clark.
Oh, Lady Clark must have fallen from her chair. I have to help Miss Grey get her up.
Verdächtig,
Hastings,
verdächtig.
while our host is gone, let's examine the drawing room.
But, Poirot, a gentleman shouldn't...
I take full responsibility. All you have to do is to leave the drawing room door ajar and let me know if anyone is coming. A turtle.
Eine Schildkröte?
Dragon, dragon, dragon. Sir Carmichael showed himself to be very consistent in his collection's theme. It is an emperor. His place at the center of the table is probably symbolic.
Gut, was haben wir hier? Was zu essen? Das geht nicht.
A dragon.
Auch ein Drache.
A crane?
Ein Kranich, okay. Was haben wir hier? Ein Tiger.
A tiger.
Okay, fehlt jetzt nur noch eine Sache. Das Buch.
Comside's private collection, purchases since 1920. The catalogue for Sir Carmichael Clark's collection.
Okay, er ist eindeutig ein Sammler, also.
I'm not going to leave now.
Okay, was haben wir denn hier noch so? Ich hau sie doch jetzt an. Mein Gott.
Compass, point to the south. Bronze and magnetite, Han Dynasty, circa 210 BC.
Okay. Was haben wir hier drin?
There are some very valuable.
Sind von großem Wert.
Sir Carmichael's collection could rival that of a major museum. The interior is richly decorated.
Da haben wir auch wieder einen Drachen. Bestickte Seidenwand. Bemalte Holzplatte.
Dragon, Dragon, dragon. Sir Carmichael showed himself to be very consistent in his collection's theme.
Ja, er ist auf jeden Fall konsequent. So, bevor es aber weitergeht, mache ich schon mal einen Cut für die YouTube-Folge. Vielen Dank, dass ihr wieder zugeschaut habt. Lasst auf jeden Fall mal ein kleines Kommentar unter dem Video da, ein Däumchen nach oben und auf jeden Fall auch das Abo nicht vergessen, denn dann sehen wir uns auf jeden Fall das nächste Mal wieder. Macht's gut, meine Lieben. Ciao.